Joe! Joe の野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, That Belt is Coming Home to the Dangpei Boxing Club, and today we have Ashita no Joe, episode 61. So last time was really interesting, the whole setup with the spar that was really just an intelligence gathering operation, seeing Joe's tendencies, gathering as much intel on him as they can, so they can plan their eventual strategy for defeating Joe in this upcoming title fight. So I've been thinking about this whole situation, right, with the Dangpei Boxing Club. They only have 2 active fighters. One of them, Nishi, just injured his hand. It sounded like, a hairline fracture. So all he has to do is, not do anything for like 3-4 weeks, and then that'll heal up nicely on its own. But, they have so few limited resources, especially when it comes to sparring, that they could really use another member. And, been thinking about it, and this would be a really, really good opportunity to bring Aoyama back in the picture. Like, back in my mind, I always think about that character. Like, Nishi's a big dude, and he's like 2 or 3 weight classes bigger than Joe. So it helps a lot in the sparring to go up against somebody who's heavier than you and also can match Joe's power. But they also need someone, small and difficult to hit, speedy boxer. And Aoyama definitely fits the bill. He was much more of a in and out, move around the ring, counter puncher, and like a really good style to have like as a sparring partner, and something they've been lacking. And I just think it would be really, really cool if he just showed up again. I like in the back of my mind, I keep thinking like, what is that guy up to? Because I think eventually we're going to see him again. I just don't know, what's going to be the reasoning to bring him back. But been thinking about this episode because we took a long break from 60, so yeah, just been thinking about it, and yeah, it'd be really cool if he showed up. But yeah, I'm really eager to get to this, so let's just get right to it. Sando Bagani Kao Mega Ake Tatake 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 Ashite wa Kiito Ashite wa Dochida. It released to the newspapers. Of course it did. Oh, injuries. We're getting right to the fight. The thrown towel. Whoa. So we still got the whole worry about Joe throwing to the head thing. We've got a pro-Tiger crowd. I hope Joe shuts these people up. He's fine. He's fine. A vet.
我々はあのスパーリングで矢吹君の欠点をはっきり知ってしまったんだ。知ってしまった。俺の欠点だと。待て。やめろ矢吹。奴ら俺の欠点を知ってるだってよ。笑わせるぜ。おっさん、俺に欠点があるってでも言うのかい。おっさん、そんなもんあるわけがねえ。おめえに鼻からはったりかましといて、タイガーのペースに巻き込もって奴らの腹よ。
Hmm. He's blocking well. He still won't do it. God damn it. That got through. Oh shit. That looked like a left right to the solar plexus. That shit hurts.
Joe が無意識のうちに顔面の手前で腕がすくんじまったため、決まったラッキーパンチだ。つまりジョーはどんなに懸命になっても顔面を打てないという証拠よ。
そうだアホ。今の一撃で例の作戦が正しかったことが分かったろう。ボディだけをカバーしていき。セブン、
Well, they know it for sure, and Joe's gonna have a rougher time from here on out, even with the knockdown. It's an interesting way of putting that. So he is throwing to the head, it's just these, light jabs. They don't have a lot of pop on them. It's definitely not anything that's gonna kill anybody. Starting to get through. Yeah, it's all like pitter-patter shots. I think at this point, Dankpei has to tell him. Oh, shit. Jesus. That was a bad down. He's tangled in the ropes too. He's got to make it back to the corner. Dankpei has to tell him. I want to see it, but I just not sure it's in the cards right now. Did Dankpei throw in the towel? Wow. Damn. Joe's gonna feel betrayed. They really just should have told him. I can't believe they didn't until the lead up to the fight at least. They want to keep setting him up with fighters who are going to tailor their strategy to exactly this and beating and humiliating Joe. Killing his name. Why won't Dankpei just fucking tell him? Oh yeah, boxer. Okay, I took some time just to gather my thoughts. Episode 61. Pretty disappointing overall. The episode itself was fine, just, where the story is headed right now. I just cannot wrap my head around why Dankpei and Nishi have not just come out and said, this whole issue about Joe not being able to throw to the head with, killer intent. I fully understand the whole, psychological hang-up, but I really thought, in the moment when he needed it most, it would come out of him, because, the previous episode when he was sparring against those guys, and as soon as he saw, the people up top spying on him, he got angry, he threw to the head violently, he was kneeing, he was elbowing, that was more like the Ibuki of old. And here, pitter-patter shots to the body. He did get one, good shot to the solar plexus at the beginning of the round, but that was just because he feinted with the right to the face and then came in with the left to the body. And Tiger wasn't following their game plan. He fought his usual style that first round, which is why he lost it. Second round, he just guards, the body entirely. He drops his hands like this and then, just manipulates it so he gets hit on the shoulder, the elbow, the forearm, anything but, anything actually vital. And Joe's not going to the head, so he can actually get away with doing that. As Dangpei said, he didn't lose the fight to Tiger, or, as Joe said, to the old man. He lost the fight to Rikishi's ghost, and it makes total sense. But they're still not bringing up the issue. Like, you had a perfect opportunity right after the fight. Now, granted, all those coaches, the rivals, showed up and then offered Joe another fight, which is, again, another setup. Tailor-made fighter that's going to fight this exact style that, unless Joe can throw to the head, he's not going to be able to deal with again, and he's going to lose another fight. If Joe gets in a place where he's on a losing streak and, the fans turn on him, that'll just drive him nuts. Like, they're essentially killing his name. Joe the Brawler, Joe the Wild Man, and then, this disappointing performance, it's going to get the fans to turn against him if he keeps showing up like that. So yeah, I just don't get why Dangpei and Ishii don't just have it out with him and, say exactly what the issue is. Everybody else seems to know at this point, so, just come right out and say it. Like, honestly, there's not a ton else to say about this one. This is, like, really just down to Dangpei's first, like, honest, like, mistake when it comes to boxing, and not just, being direct and honest with Joe, and then either he solves the problem or, he can't, and then, he's kind of done as a fighter. Like, I guess he can go up against more rookies who don't know what they're doing, and he can throw, hard to the body and get them out of there, but, like, upper echelon and title fights, out of the question in this state. But yeah, a little bit disappointing of an episode, but again, not in terms of quality, just where the story is headed, and I'm hoping, we get a major correction here. I was kind of hoping, in the back of my mind when it said the towel thrown in, titled the episode, that what was going to happen is Joe was going to get to a point where he had no other choice but to, throw to the head, and then he was going to crack Tiger and, become champion, but they're not doing that, so we're going a much longer route with it, and I think it makes more sense to correct this and then slowly build back up and then fight and defeat Tiger. Joe is absolutely capable of, getting this guy out of there. Even if it's a clean fight where both know that Joe is as he was before, thrown to the head, I still think Joe beats him. He's not as good as Rikishi, just flat out. But yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm eager to get to the next one. I'm going to do that right now. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.